Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then it vanish. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of all the way you move it, see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Table set, now tables turn. Guys playing, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. SOS, SOS, woo, SOS. I got you, yeah. SOS, thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tip for tat on the internet. When I do that, see I've been a threat and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that, but I'm cashing checks. I don't owe no debts. I've been through that. See you SOS, SOS, SOS. See you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, SOS, SOS. See you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it. We get to it, yeah, we do it, yeah. I go up. We influence, yeah, see me moving, yeah, I glow up. Every time I show up, I can flip my switch out. They act like they know us, but they ain't no dog, I'm big dog. Asking if it's still a flex, say they better go ask Booyah. Never think I'm gon' check, better pull up like woo. Come to place and I'm the best, I ain't worried about none who y'all. 24, no rest, stand on business, I'm too tall. SOS, thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tip for tat on the internet. When we do that, see I've been a threat and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that way, I'm cashing checks. I don't owe no debts, I've been through that. See you SOS, SOS, SOS. See you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, SOS, SOS. See you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it. All in for the jackpot. Every time I want the last shot. Championship ring. Want to start from a mascot. Went to Rollies from a G-Shock. Brand new kettle, no teapot. You should know I don't play. Go sicko mode like I'm T-Scott. Eagle vision from the treetops. Went to image from a green dot. Never had no limit, but I had some Reeboks. Keep it humble, but the fees not. In the game, no free spots. But I earn what's mine. Nothing less, I'ma shine. SOS, thought you was a threat. I do real life, do no tip for tat on the internet. When I do that, see I've been a threat and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that way, I'm cashing checks. I don't owe no debts, I've been through that. See you SOS, SOS, SOS. See you SOS. Need a life vest, need no mic check. SOS, SOS, SOS. See you SOS. We don't talk checks, we get to it.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is well. Happy Tuesday. See what we got going on today in the markets. All systems do look like they are go. And yeah, let's see what we have going on. Start off with the calendar here. Today being Tuesday. Today is the CPI day here. So today's a very important day in the market. Whole market is going to be positioned around CPI. CPI can have a big impact if it comes hotter or cooler. So hotter inflation, we will speak about this midstream as more people show up. But if inflation numbers come higher, it's going to be less likely that they cut rates in September. Going to see some more optimism in the dollar. Stock market will decline. Gold will also decline as people start to move money into the dollar, but also start to, have that less optimistic approach. Now, if we see numbers come back cooler, such as 2.7, really going to push for that September rate cut. Dollar's going to weaken. Gold's going to go up, and we're going to see. We're also going to see stock market take some positivity from that. Now, if we come back as expected here, so they are forecasting a little bit of sticky inflation data here. We'll have neutral, probably a move up and down, take out buyers, take out sellers, and people trying to FOMO on the news move. So we'll discuss a little bit more about that, but CPI big focus because it's going to lead into next month. On top of tariffs, it's going to really talk about how we have persistent inflation problems in the US, and also kind of indicate their rate reductions and give some guidelines onto the chart here. So if we're looking at gold here, we have to be expecting price to maybe want to wait for CPI data today. How it normally works is that on the day of the event, you either have market participants pricing in data, so you get good movements because we are pricing in the data, or you're just going to get price range as it waits for that information to come out. So it's either one or the other. It's either it moves well or it doesn't move at all. I don't really notice a middle ground. I don't notice it just be like, a normal session. I either notice it has a good move because the price is trying to price in the data, or we just range as we wait for that news to release here. So if we're looking at daily time frame here on gold, closing bearish now, rejecting from the highs. We are closing that daily candle bearish, very small or no bottom wick here on this daily, making a top wick. 4-hour time frame closing doji, not creating the strongest resistance. It's actually forming somewhat of a support, but we are in this range. When we go down to the 1-hour time frame, you start to explore and you can see how that range is formed. So messy range here. Buying ranges are out of the question here. We don't really have any space for buys unless we pull back first. We'll have a 1-hour support sitting here comfortably right there, and then that's also the 30-minute support there, and the 15 as well. So below that can open some options for sells. I would rather try not sell a continuation here. I'd rather sell a pullback as usual. So what I want to see for that is potentially now for us to pop up first and then come make a resistance to continue down, or form some sort of structure in here. That would be nicer for sells. Below here gets a little bit riskier as it's a continuation trade, but historically has been okay to trade there. So we'll just be a little bit aggressive if that's the only option. We have this 50 level slightly above. That is in a very important level, being a strong key level. Wonder if I still have my key level on here somewhere. No, I don't. So we will mark the 50, but mark the 50. So that's the 50 level. So let's see how it forms. Now for the buy ranges, you can see how messy it is for buys. You could argue tight buys above here. Let's just see what this is. You could argue the tight buys above here. It is a possibility, but then it's like a breakout, so maybe if we respect the 50 changes of structure, we could try a bounce up from here. We'll see how that forms. With high inflation data, USD is a little bit bearish, but we could see both movements here. We are seeing bearish USD, which is why But also, you know, gold is trying to lose a little bit of expectation. We look at Dixie, what Dixie is doing right now. Dixie is trying to pop up at the moment. So short-term upside here. Higher time frame is still bearish on USD, but short-term upside ahead of the news, right? We could see a little bit of strength of US dollar as this news starts to come out. So that's the plan for gold here. Kind of going to see how it plays around these ranges. If we're looking at DAX here on the other hand, start off on the daily time frame here on DAX, previous daily closing a bearish here, created a daily resistance close to this wick here, so we're going to put that in. 4-hour time frame closing bullish here, so mixed session bias today. Nice 4-hour bullish close, to be honest. This 4-hour support now crossed through twice, no longer relevant. We can move it to here. This 15 we can say buy. This previous 1 hour you can say buy. 1-hour time frame, this is our previous 1 hour. We want to close above here for continuation of buys. If this candle closes below here, could be a bit difficult for buys. 30-minute trying to reject here. We made a 30-minute high. This is our 30-minute high. And 15-minute here trying to create a support. So maybe above the previous 1 hour buys, or maybe to get to the previous 1 hour. Let's see how this closes in 3 minutes. 5-minute, no change of structure yet, and that is a resistance there. So the more and more I like buys above this previous 1 hour here to retest the 30-minute here. See where the 1 hour resistance is. Yeah, same. So yeah, that is going to be my plan, looking for above the previous 1 hour for buys. Now for sells today, since we are mixed session bias technically here, we have this support that was formed on 15. Let's have a look what the 1 hour time frame is saying. Yeah, that's fine till there. 30-minute, we have this little notch here, but we are making structure before that. So if we respect this 1 hour here, we could see that lower high come in and take sells. You know, we could see this be respected here. If we get like 2 bearish candles closing from there, we could maybe look for sells as well. Let's just see how price ends up forming. The one thing that I do want to take into consideration, we have had no break of structure to downside. So I'm not going to be too fast on the sells here. We've actually had more breaks of structure to upside. 1 hour is bullish trend, break of structure on 30-minute, break of structure on 15-minute. We have broken this structural point on 15-minute, but the 1 hour is still more positive. Now, if this 1 hour closes back inside the range, especially below the structure here, that'll give me more confidence in those sells. So let's just see how this forms and take it from there. USD JPY has broken out, which is quite nice. Daily time frame is in this whole zone here, which is a previous daily resistance, which is where we're rejecting off right now. But we've broken out to this range 4-hour time frame as well, creating a setup 3. It has created a resistance for now. So it is technically mixed session bias, but I see this as a bearish resistance. Breaking this high can give some more continuation, especially with the weak yen we have, and if any dollar strength comes ahead of the CPI news here. So let's see how that ends up forming. Our new resistance a little bit higher, so we're going to adjust for that. Big clean candles here. We could have just a simple setup 1 end up forming above the 15-minute resistance. Big clean range here to the left. That would kind of be my plan on USD JPY, is a simple buy above here. Now this range is getting a bit tight. If you look at this, it's only 6 points for 13 points, almost double. And with the 1 hour candle closing bearish here, I don't want to buy a bearish 1 hour close. So I think maybe a breakout trade would be better on USD JPY. Let it form structure and then see that breakout. And that's the plans for today. So let's see what ends up happening. We take it from there. And yeah, so gold, as you can see, absolutely blasted. That's why I didn't want to trade through this range. Very risky to trade through that range. And yeah, one of the main reasons I wanted to stay away from this range. So let's see how this ends up forming. But now that we've created this support here, if we have something closing below here, it starts to look interesting for sells back down to the bottom of the range here. Take any NY UJ trades? No, man, I'm fully gold and US 30. US 30 has been a wonderful pair. Yes, they took another win on US 30. I'm 5 for 5 now. So US 30 for me is just too much opportunity. So I'm focusing on that. So yeah, that's the plans here in the market. Appreciate you guys showing up for the plans. Hopefully we see something execute. If not, then it's waiting for CPI. And that's how we take it. So appreciate you all. You know the drill. If we can do the YouTube business, would appreciate that. 200 of us in here. If we can get the likes to 100, I would appreciate that. And yeah, let's get it. See how the 1 hour candle closed here on all assets. 1 hour still at resistance here basically. We are pulling back, making bottom wick. DAX ended up, wow. DAX ended up closing the 1 hour below, but straight push here. Just a straight push, limited bottom wick. But 1 hour did close below, so this potentially could be a top wick, huh? Could be a top wick. We had a bit of news, yes, for the GBP. We had some GBP news here. Claim and count change. Let's see what it came as. Minus 6.2. So less people claiming unemployment. Unemployment rate remained the same. Average earnings down a little bit. So yeah, that's surprisingly impacted DAX here as well. We saw the same move up here in DAX. So I'm actually surprised to see that same move up. Hi, why is market moving this way? Before breakouts work perfectly, nowadays pullback work good. Economic changes or slower summer days, I believe it was good previous summer. Well, if you look at previous summer, in January, February, we were ranging a little bit more, right? We were ranging a little bit more. This is a whole different market environment with Trump involved, tariff threats, and basically you have a slow summer, Trump mixing up the market with tariff threats, and then a change in policy from the US. So this is all gonna have big impact here, you know. So it's not actually affected NY, it's only affected London, but already we've adapted and taking nice pullback trades. I mean, it's all that you could ask for, to be honest. It's just a matter of identifying it. It's very normal for market to go through cycles. Which trade did you take on US 30? I took on the open sells. US 30 sells on the open. Open was up here. We had this 5-minute candle closing. Man, there was beautiful sells for the whole day after that, huh? Should have probably taken another trade because this was a lot of easy sells that came through here. More and more and more sells. Even this, so many options. Yeah, it's not bad. 62, 470. Yeah, easy 1-to-1 there again. Clean candles till at least here. Break even there. Doesn't come back to break even. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, man, some easy options yesterday. Actually, I should have stuck around a little bit. Taken some more options. Good morning. Would love a video on how you trade US 30. All you have to do is check my channel, man. NYSE breakout strategy I use. These two videos, these are talking about it. All you have to do is look. Literally right there, NYSE. I saw you taking the same win as I did, Harry, yesterday. Yes. I got 0.5. It was supposed to be break even, but as I saw it rejecting at the open, I kind of realized when it rejects at the open, you might not get continuation. I had a 1-to-1, but I got a little bit greedy. I wanted to hold more. It literally ran 1-to-1 for 1 second, and then it started to come back. And then it went again to like 0.8, and then it started to come back again, and I just closed. I was driving as well. I was taking it and driving, which is not a good thing. Can you show us the US 30 win if you feel free? Yeah, I can show you. There it was. Entry break of low, take profit there. That was the trade. Setup 1. Stop loss above the high. Trouble with the open trade, yeah, but if you notice, US 30 is being quite behaved on the open. It's very nice. It's giving you top wick and stuff like that. So it won't always happen. Like, there'll be a phase where the open just blasts and we have to wait for after the open. But yesterday, after the open, there was actually better options after the open. Open gave an option, but there was many better options. We had a huge move down after we did one more liquidity grab. And then this option here was a nice setup one. This was a cleaner one. This is probably the better one than the one I even took apart from the open. This was very good. Only 69 pip stops. Gave you space to the 4-hour resistance. Break even at the previous 5. 74. Easy 1-to-1. I traded the 1 minute close below there. Before the open. 1 minute close before the open. I'll have to see here. Ends up B. You didn't take anything after the open. Many easy options. At the open, nice setup 1, and after the open. Should have, you can get easy profit there. On when? Yeah, but it's the open. And it was not full bullish buys. Look at how the 4-hour candle closed, right? We started breaking the low of the 4-hour candle, see? It's like a setup 3. After the open, we were breaking low of 4-hour candle. We started to break all these lows as well. Down here. See? That's why that close is super nice. That's why I even recommend this close here. Way better. Yeah, but we can do the analysis that... See, after the open... When you see this, so you take the open trade, you take the sells on the open, you get your trade. Then if bias is going to continue, this should be the liquidity grab to continue up. We should start to take buys above the daily resistance and you can start to buy it. But this rejecting, then one candle bearish, then the next candle closing below all the 4-hour lows, plus a close, top wick next candle, easy. No brainer. No brainer. Hey man, I'm new here. My friend recommended me the exclusive. I want to learn and apply your strategy as that I can own and NY as that's the only time I can trade. So just want to ask you to go live. Is there some way to see how you trade NY? Yeah, every day, man. We will be live today as well, and I post all of my updates in Discord. You can see here, check this out. So these are all my updates in Discord, and I post all my NY plans to discuss how I trade NY. So it's very, very simple. You get all of that. Wasn't Trump speaking? I don't think he wasn't speaking about market stuff though. You have to use like a Trump tracker. Harry, do you remember that trade? Your SL got slipped on DAX 31, not 1st August. You put wrong on journal. No problem. I'll change it to 31st. I didn't see that opportunity. Something is wrong with me. Yeah, you just need to practice, man. I mean, I don't show NY on YouTube. So if you guys are in the exclusive only, then you get to be alert with NY and see what's going on. You know? Are you mixed bias on gold? Gold is mixed bias today, yes. But no, it's actually bearish bias technically. Sorry. It is bearish bias with this doji candle. So only if we were breaking that high, it makes sense for it to be mixed. Right now, it's just doing some random shit. which is pretty expected if we have the CPI. So it's just doing some random. It doesn't really know what it wants to do at the moment. But if this closes below, we pull back. This would be my trade, guys. This close below here in 3 minutes, pull back here, see a resistance form, and take the sells back down. That's my trade for London. That'd be a nice trade. I'd look forward to that. Wow, there we go on DEX. False move. Noted, I'm going through WAP. Any specific setup you think I should apply? Just watch all the indices and the New York trading videos on WAP, man. You'll see they're called New York trading indices, backtesting sessions on US 30, that type of stuff. Anything to do with New York is going to help you, of course. There's a lot of stuff in there. Here's the videos you need to watch. NYSE indice trading, 24-minute video. You need to watch that. You can watch NY session bias as well. That's another good video. Mainly this one. This one's a very strong video here. Then you can also watch trading indices intro. 5-minute video. Watch that first. And then you watch all of the backtesting sessions on US 30. US 30 backtesting session, US 30 June lesson. Stuff like that. Those are going to be, and then the rest is the same, to be honest, man. The rest is all the strategy that I trade is the same. There's only small specifics. Reading NY plans, of course, how to read my plans, right? This shows you all the plans that I sent, how to read plans. So that's the stuff you just need to be checking out. All right, so 15-minute candle close below, no top wick yet. I do expect it possibly to make a top wick unless we just have some random volume today and we just start absolutely melting. If we can get the pullback now, I'll be very interested to take a sell. Doesn't have to come too deep, like we have some range. If it can pull back to 50s, that's 30 pip range. 30 pip range is enough, so let's see how this ends up forming. My question is, am I happy to take a buy from 4-hour support? You know, I might try that as well. That is because we are mixed session. Actually, no, we are bearish. That sucks. It depends now. I have to see how it forms. But taking a buy from down here is not that crazy. But we are in this very downtrend. So I don't really want to do that too much. Unless I can see a change of structure like we saw back here. So that might take some time to, you know. Will we have live trading also if we join the membership? Yes, there is live trading. There's webinars. There's everything in there. right now the guys are live without any delay, right? So YouTube always has 3, 4, 5 second delay. Plus you can't really ask questions directly and share stuff with me, as YouTube chat makes it complex. You have to post Tradingview links and stuff like that, which it's too time consuming. If a liquidity grab stops you, you enter out of the trade. If it gives me a way to get back in, yes. You know, for sure. If I still, you know, trust the idea, depends how it grabs liquidity. Imagine it grabs liquidity like this, and I took a sell down here, you know, then I'm looking at a whole different entry. So then I'll probably be entering somewhere here. So not immediately enter back in the trade. But if it's a quick wick like this, if it gives me another way to enter, yeah. Gold, if the daily candle can make upper wick, it can go down. Yeah, this might be the wick already finished. We don't know yet. See if there's a bottom wick on broker though on the daily. I think there is on daily on broker. Yeah, there is. Was 30 pips away from previous daily low. The current daily low is 20-ish pips. You're not also taking a trade if there's no upper and lower wick? No. Before my entry, like here in this example, say I wanted to take a sell, even if this was a setup, this doesn't make sense as a setup because of the top wick here. How big the stop loss is, but there would be no wick here, so it's not good. Is previous weekly resistance relevant? Let's have a look. No, we've crossed through twice. See, 1, 2. I mean, technically, but there's a lot of wicks going through it. Technically, yes, but so many shit going through it. Are Sankit and Joe gone? Sankit works on a boat. So for half of the year, he's on boats and he doesn't have good connection or time. So he is going to be back once he's finished his duty there. And Joe is trying some trading without the influence of the group. He doesn't want to be influenced. Joe's at the pub. Maybe, yeah, that as well. May I ask what method you're using? I am using price action methods. Sankit the sailor. Yes. Joe told me he's on a submarine, man. Then I messaged him. He's like, not a submarine, I'm on a ship. And I'm like, okay, makes sense. He says they're waiting for them to install Starlink. Once he gets Starlink, then he can probably trade from there. But until then, very tough. Daily flip volume and aim for correction of last NFP move. Might not happen all at once, man. Might not happen all at once. As soon as my husband got the Starlink in their ship, he messes around my trading account. So you're the opposite. Alright, so we're going to see the move down to the 4-hour support more than likely here, and we see the reaction from 4-hour support. We haven't had one 5-minute pullback yet. Something like this. Tell him to bring us lobsters. Look at the reaction immediately from 4-hour support. So let's see now, do we create pullbacks to continue down or what happens? And DAX here, we can see that buys above previous 1 hour, remember? So if 30-minute can close bullish in 6 minutes here, above previous 1 hour, 15-minute will have change of structure, 5-minute will have a setup 2 basically, would be something I'm interested in. We see how that works. Gold clean move to the left. Yeah, it's clean move, but breakouts have not been working in London. So if we close below here, it might work today, but recently it hasn't worked. Like, look at all of these. If this is not a sign, then what is, right? Go look at this. Every single time we have closed on a new low, retracement, new low, retracement, new low, retracement. This is technically a new low here, retracement, but still it has been continuing down. So if this is going to make a new low here, I expect the retracement. I sell on that retracement. I make more profit and I don't get stopped out selling on the retracement every time. Every time. And to sit here and say that this time will be different is a very dangerous word in financial literature. Very dangerous word in financial literature. My first day, great to be here. Welcome, welcome, brother. Hi, are you streaming NY every day in the exclusive nowadays? No, but I trade NYSE every single day and sharing my trade ideas for NYSE. And actually all of NY. Why is that 1 hour important on DAX? So now that we crossed through twice, but it's our range today. So this was never there. So look, now we crossed through it twice, right? We've crossed through it once and twice, but this was our range pre-session. So this is where we had our resistance formed. We closed back inside the range. We retested 15. Now we need to get back out the range. If you look at where this candle failed to close above this, so this is giving us a zone outside our range, right? Which is also the previous 30 minutes as well. Technically, even if we don't close above it, it's going to be okay. But it would be preferred, you know? It would be preferred for price to get out of that range. So we'll see in 3 minutes-ish here. You see how we just tapped it and rejected off it? See? That's the reason. It's respecting, price actions respecting this previous range. Right? If you look at 5, you'll see that, you see? So if we get above it, just gives you that extra confirmation. Never bothered using a VPS, never felt like I needed one before, but the stakes are rising. Is a VPS you recommend? What would you want to use your VPS for? How many milliseconds you're getting on your trading terminal? I don't think it's going to make a massive difference. Three milliseconds? Oh, if you are you getting disconnects? Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes here. If it pushes any more, it's going to be very difficult to get a proper risk to reward. Yeah, this is just keeps on pushing here. I need, look at 1 minute, very extended here now on 1 minute. So I'll need to see at least a 1 minute pullback if I'm gonna take it at the highs, because I need liquidity. I need liquidity to be able to push through this resistance to give me, because I can go break even at the resistance, but now my stop loss is 40 points for a target of 28. So look, we have big clean candles here, so if we can push through it will be fine. But I need something to be able to, you know, give me something better. So this move down is nice. The deeper bottom wick you can make right now, the better. So I'd let it make some 1 minute structure here would be great. Yeah, this is what I want to see. Below the 1 hour. No, then it's going to be hard to optimize for risk to reward. If this can keep making this steeper and steeper bottom wick, it's going to be good. Oh, below this, just the current candle, below the current 30 minute. Wow. I think now that it's making this steep bottom wick, yes. Yes, now it's worth it. But because now we would create some good 1 minute structure, and if it comes back, yeah, it's probably game over. Then we can probably optimize for, see, we need 2 levels of protection, so we'd probably need it below this one as well. So I'd say something like this, like 29 points. At least you get basically a 1-to-1 at the highs, you know. We just have to watch this 5 res. If it does some BS at that, we're in trouble. It's A nice 30 close. Yeah, for me, I'll have a buy break of high. I like it. Stop loss below wherever this candle ends up forming. So it looks something like that. Retest of this support now. Can hover the stop loss around here. Five-minute will close bearish here, so it will create 5-minute structure. If this wants to just dump, we'll see 5-minute make a top wick and fail. SL below 15 body. So what I'm gonna do is, if it stops here, we might go deeper, right, before it flips. So we don't know yet. We don't know yet. This could end up going a little bit deeper. Could go 6-7 points deeper. We don't know, right? If it stops right here and starts to reverse, then I'm gonna give it a bit of room. So I'm gonna give it like maybe just a little bit below 5 points or something. If it goes super deep now, I'm just gonna delete the buy stop and wait for something a little bit better, because I feel like it's just going too deep. Like, it scares me that it has to go this deep and then go all the way back up to trigger me. That feels like the high. But here is okay, we're mid. We're in the middle of the pullback. But to go this deep here is like too deep of a pullback. But now we're in the middle. If you were to draw this as like a box, here's the top, here's the bottom, right? Your pullback is basically 50%, right? Look, we're just below 50%. So that's acceptable. If we start to get into that like 70% pullback, and then we have to go down, you know, 30 pips and then go up another 37 points just for you to be entered, that's like a, you know, 60 points, 70 points worth of movement. Just for that to start the trade, it worries me. Instead of here where it's just in the middle, you know, would be a retest of 30-minute support. Nice thing is we're getting this bottom wick first, so it's keeping us safe, you know. It's just like, you have to imagine there'll be days, guys, there'll be days where this shit will do this, make a tiny bottom wick and fly, but the 1 minute look shit, the 5 minute look shit, everything look bad. We are not trying to feel bad about those days. We're avoiding what we're seeing right now, because today might have been the same. And you don't know that. But as long as you wait for that conditions, it's never going to be a concern. It's never going to be a concern to be like, oh, I'm not sure what's going to happen. You know? Let's see what gold is doing here. Reacting from the 4-hour support. We spoke about that 4-hour support. See if we can find some sort of pullback here to continue down maybe. Let's see how this forms here on gold. Go back to DAX. If the 50-minute closes like this, it obviously invalidates the trade. We'll be looking for something else. So we kind of need this next 5-minute here to close bullish to at least start us moving towards the upside, right? It would be lovely to have a support here and start us moving towards the upside. Right now we're starting to get some movement come back in. Would you consider this low volume as it's stuck? We don't know yet, because it's, if you think about that pullback is not very low volume. It's good volume in that pullback. It's just not volume in our direction, right? Wait, there's no bottom wick on this 5. Let me just see on broker quickly. Yeah, there's no bottom wick on this 5, so I'm going to wait for a bottom wick on this 5. I don't want it to break the high without a bottom wick. So yeah, temporarily waiting here. So I deleted it. I'm waiting to see if there's a bottom wick for me. Still have volume in US 30 during London session? Not really, man. Stick to it in NYSE. It's way better. A lot more accurate. Can you trust full 30? Yes, but then you have to kind of enter at like this 30 high here. It's a bit late. I mean, you could take it on the flip, yes, of full 30. But then, you know, these are still aggressive stop loss for full 30 trust. Yeah, no bottom wick yet. Same, it looks the same on my broker. I mean, there's only 3 minutes for this candle to close here, so we might just get setup 3 forming here. We will see here. almost making a bottom wick, almost. Okay, now it's made a bottom wick, but what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna wait for this 15-minute candle close because it's only 2 minutes. And I think in 2 minutes, if I even was to get a 5-minute close above here, would be even more beneficial. The one thing I don't want to be stuck on is that it taps the high and then rejects, and I'm in drawdown when I can avoid it in 1 minute 40 seconds. Right? I can avoid it 1 minute 40 seconds. Some of you guys have a gap. Yeah, I have a bottom wick now without a gap. Everything looks normal now. Mine doesn't have a gap for some reason. Make sure to leave a like on the stream for volume, guys. We need volume. We need volume. Only 74 likes. Leave a like on the stream so we get volume, man. I wonder if this is enough for a setup 3 type move. "41 seconds, let's see. Alright, 15-minute candle opening here. No bottom wick yet on my broker. Now it's making one. So I'll re-enter that buy stop. Need to rely on this 30 flip to have some volume on the flip. Seems like a bit of low volume here, if I'm being honest, guys. You can see it just struggling. Not going down, not going up at the moment. Doesn't mean it's invalid, but with the more we're waiting here, the more we get closer to open, the harder it gets for us, right? Like 15-minute has grabbed enough liquidity here. We should be able to get like a little bit of a move. You know what, guys? I'm gonna delete my buy stop. I know it seems like a weird decision, but the reason why is I've not noticed price do well when it ranges this much. Even if we get triggered, it doesn't mean things are gonna change. And this is the more aggressive approach I have to be taking, because it should have, if we have volume, we should have gone by now. So two things I'm gonna wait for: either a 5 close above to show me volume is back, or to see a 15-minute candle close above here, bottom wick on the open candle. If we see this and then the open candle comes, makes a bottom wick first, then I can enter break of high. Right, that would be my plan. That would be your open candle, stop loss below the open candle, and then go. I still believe it's valid on 30-minute though. It's just, when does volume come is the question. The only other thing I can do here, which I'm kind of thinking now, is to enter half, right? To have some skin in the game, but not be over risked. And then if I get a better setup, add, and if I start to lose, I can obviously, I lose very, very little, you know? Very little. Let's go see what gold is doing right now. So gold is trying to pop up a little bit more. We are ranging at the lows here. We're looking like we want to do a retest, so it's not being clear in direction just yet. We have limited ranges. Support here is only around 12 pips away. It looks like now some volume is coming in. It's a tough decision, man, but you kind of have to play the safest decision. If I'm not seeing volume and I'm seeing lower highs here and price starting to get tighter, it's 50-50 now. It will either blast or it will break the high and start to range. So the only option I have now is to go half risk, I think, if I want to take this. 4 minutes for the 5-minute to close, which is nice, but we might not get it. Let's see what happens when we retest the highs here, what it does. So here's the flip. Question is, does it continue? I don't know yet. We'll see. It's a shitty decision, but it's just how the markets have been. We have to be more on the conservative. Remember, we're not, this is almost a continuation trade. Yeah, we're trading pullback on 15 here, but based on 5-minute and stuff, it's continuation. We're not buying from down here at the lows. Seven minutes to open as well. It's tight. Tight. But I'm happy to miss it to be on the safer side. No bottom wick on IC. That is true, yes. That is true. We do have on here though, but not on IC. And this is an interesting scenario in the markets. This is where you could sit here and tell yourself, we will see if that was a right decision. But there is no we will see if it, because if it plays out, you would have told yourself it's a right decision. If it rejects now, if it plays out, you would have told yourself it's a wrong decision. If it rejects now, you tell yourself it's a right decision. No, the decision has to be made before the outcome. So based on the events we've been happening in the past of lack of continuation, CPI day today, this is the correct decision, safest. Of course, it can cost me to make a profitable trade, but we tend to forget in the heat of the moment that we can also lose. So if I had a choice between avoiding a loss today and potentially winning with dangerous factors, I'm going to choose the avoid a loss, because avoiding a loss will not cost me anything, right? Now, if this was down here and we were taking a pullback trade, buys from down here, I would take it even at low volume because it's okay. But we're buying here mid-range towards the highs of the range with 5 minutes to open. The last thing you want to do is get stuck at the open and the open says good morning to you and gives you a nice good morning move here, of course stopping you out in the process. It's not a nice good morning, I'll tell you that much. Let's see how gold is coping now. So gold has structure if it wants to break out. We could take a breakout trade today on gold below the range. The only thing we need to do is to obviously watch this 15, but to be very aggressive with break even minute. We see it start to reject, just say bye bye. I'm not playing games. Right? No chances. Because this is a very juicy LTA. Holy shit. Is this a nice candle? Right? And it's even double backed LTA. So we had an LTA here in the past. So it is possible, but let's see. Hi, did you enter? No, I didn't enter. I didn't enter. I was showing you where my entry was going to be, and then I deleted everything. And that's why I said I made the decision to not take it, even though it could play out. But for me, this is the right decision, the one that I made. Based on what we're seeing, I'm not seeing volume. Let's go see how it's doing. It's rejecting now. You know, if we were in this, guys, we would be triggered, huh? We would be triggered. And now you would be sitting thinking, shit, I have only 4 minutes to the open. I really need this to push. Not only push back to your entry, but push in profit so you can move break even before the open. It's a very uneasy feeling. How did I know this? Price just wasn't moving, man. DAX, when it moves, it wants to move. When it starts to stall, I get worried. Stalling is very, very dangerous sign we've been seeing. Every trade that we have taken continuation, as soon as price has stalled, it has failed. Who remembers that? It's a key fact. Every time we saw price starting to stall on 1 minute, boom, fails. So you make that decision based on that, because I'm trading off probabilities, not I just want to trade. As much as I had my order ready, I wanted to take this trade. As much as I wanted to do it, right? I had to say what probabilities said. And it's saving me drawdown now. I'm being saved drawdown. So do I feel good about it? Yes. But I also realize this thing could have flew through the screen and I still have to feel the same. Of course, it feels better when you're right, but you know, you're not always going to be it. But the best decision is the safest decision. That's the way I like to run it. Is this more discretion based or technical, what we've seen in the past months? So yes, exactly. It's based on what we've been seeing in London session. I'm telling you, there's no one in London session that is gonna pick and choose and be this specific about London and show you guys the real reality of being a trader and showing you how to adapt and really understand the market you're trading. Like, there is none, you know. And it might seem boring because we might have less viewers on stream because of that, because people want signals and they want trades. But long term, those guys are not winning and they're just on there to give you guys trades, to create hype for them to push their other products. right? I'm here to actually trade. So whatever I do is not for you, it's for me. As harsh as that sounds, it's just fact. So whatever position I put myself in is I put myself in my best position to win. Right? And I transparent to share the journey with you and help you guys along, you know. I just started to learn SMC. Have you used SMC before? I don't know what method to learn. For me, SMC never worked for me. Never ever worked for me, SMC. Do you have a 3D monitor? What's a 3D monitor? No, my monitor does not show me 3D. From cells on 54. Come ask in the group, man. You joined the group, right? Send me a chart in the group. I'll have a proper look. How long do you watch London session after the open? I accept an hour, 30 minutes after the open. It starts to get a little bit boring. Look, imagine now we're in this trade. Look how that one decision saved us today. And it could have also made us miss the trade. You have to understand both sides. But we took what we saw. We took probabilities and I made a decision based on that. This would be very close to stop loss. Maybe I got lucky at the open, but I don't trade based on luck here. Let's see how the open, right? Would have got pretty much lucky on the open here to at least get a bit out of drawdown. You know? Okay, yeah. Okay, would have got lucky on the open. But how can I guarantee that, you know? And you know, us being traders, we probably see it come back into profit, think it's going to blast. Now back in drawdown. Now it's back in profit. Oh, I'm going to hold. Oh, shit, it's back in drawdown. I should have closed that break even. Ah, it's coming back to entry. Oh, I missed my chance again to close that break even. Oh, I just have to hold. I'm holding. Fuck, now I'm close to stop loss again. Who's done that? Who has done that? Who has done that? All of you have done that. Write a 1 in chat if you have done that. Write a 1 in chat. Let's see YouTube. Write a 1 in chat if you have done that. Yeah. Don't lie. Be honest. I've done it. That's why I'm saying it. Right? Then you held. You're like, oh shit now. And then you're holding. You're like, man, I knew I should have closed break even. I had the chance. This sucks. I'm so stupid. Huh? Yeah, I can see all of you. Good for being honest. We've all done it. That's why we just have a plan and stick to a plan, because then you can't do that. But look how easy, right? I'm sure if we held an open, I would have seen this break the high and be like, oh, let's hold. We're going to get an amazing open push. Now look, stop loss is about to be hit. And it gave you 2-3 chances to go break even. Look at that. Boom. Stop loss hit. Can you imagine? That is so typical, yeah? That is so typical. And you had a chance at the open. It gave you a chance to be lucky. You knew you should have been out before, but you didn't do it, and then boom. So you think that the market is only nasty when you're in a trade, but this is an example of it being nasty, but you just don't notice because you're not thinking about it. You're trying to focus on the next thing. You know? Do we get exact entries if we join your club member? You probably will be taking the same entries as me, yes. I do share my trade ideas. But I'm not looking for signal bots who just come in mindless. I'm looking for people who actually want to achieve something in trading. So if you're trying to achieve to pass your funded account, if you're trying to achieve to get payouts, if you're trying to achieve to be paid from the market, I want you to be in there, because that's what the whole point of the group is, and that's what we do in the group. But if you're just there to, you know, try and purely copy without thinking, it's not going to work, because even though you can copy, but it's not going to work, because you're not going to understand when to close, how to make last minute decisions. You're going to feel a little bit lost, you know, and those guys always end up leaving, right? They'll stay for a month and they'll get what they want. If it's a good month, they'll stay for another month. If it's a slower month, they'll stay. If it's a slower month than that, then that's it. You know, they'll be like, okay, I'm leaving. So gold is ranging now. DAX, we avoided a loss here on DAX, which is always nice to avoid losses. But now we can maybe look for sells below the range. Let's see how this open continues. I just don't like breakouts, but we can be aggressive. Yesterday we had the open volume really do business, huh? Open, we had continuation after breakout. So if we're gonna follow today, we could get some continuation again, which I would be happy to attempt. But if it comes back to entry, I might take a break even though it plays out. But again, same situation as how we avoided this loss. How do you drink tea or coffee? I think I drink both. But in the morning, I don't like to drink coffee. I don't want to induce caffeine in the morning. I don't need fake subs, not fake, but I don't need a stimulant to wake me up. I wake up naturally. If I do not feel energized in the morning, means there's something off in my routine or circadian rhythm. So I will optimize natural resources such as exercise, sleep, diet. Those three factors. If you need a coffee to wake yourself up, means there's something wrong in your overall process. You're also limiting brain function. You're limiting a lot of things that can help you throughout the day and make you a smarter person, more efficient person, and a more effective person. Once you have all of these things, you're obviously going to do more shit. If you can do more shit, you're going to be a better person in life. So I don't take coffee for that reason, but I do like to drink coffee. I'll drink it during the day, no problem. But I don't drink it to keep me awake. I drink it out of enjoyment. In the morning, since I'm British, I was brought up on tea. So I wake up and I drink tea. I drink tea. So yeah, I need my morning coffee every morning. Yeah, it's a little bit different if it's part of your routine compared to, I mean, I would say a lot of people who are routine coffee drinkers in the morning, it is because of a placebo effect, right? It's just the action of grabbing a coffee starts your day. So it's not that, because by then you probably already got used to the caffeine, you know, you've already got used to the caffeine. So it becomes a placebo effect that you're just grabbing a coffee. The taste of coffee makes you feel like you start your day, you feel more awake because, you know, the caffeine by then is, you know, Earl Grey. No, I don't drink any gay tea, just classic English breakfast tea. That's it. You know, yes, PG tips, Simon. Actually, I do drink PG tips. Funny enough. You shithead, read my message? No, now that you said that, I'm not going to read your message. Haven't said this. Oh, no, it's a nice message. Okay. I saw it. Just give me a sec, man. Haven't said this in a while, Harry, but I appreciate you and all the work you put into trading for all the hate you get from randoms when a week or two don't go the way that you should. Keep it up. We get so much value. I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate those words. I do appreciate it. It's a shame, you know, people don't see the long-term image. Even like maybe 4 weeks, you know. You'll do something good for 2 years. You'll trade very positively 2 years. 4 weeks go slow. Not bad. Remember, I only took 4 losses. It's not massive. And 4 weeks go bad. And you're active. It's not like you're ignoring it and just trying to sell your items. No, you're fixing it. It's what you do for a living. And then people quit and, you know, they go away and it's like, I'm done. It's like, no, think. It's a positive part of the journey. If I'm not going to show this, who is? Because I tell you, no one else is going to do this. No one else wants to show that. It's too damaging for business. I had to sacrifice 40% of my viewers on YouTube. Sacrifice subscribers, sacrifice people, sacrifice friends. But it's the truth. You know, now we're back. I've been on one of my best win streaks I've never traded New York session better than I ever have. Sacrifice friends, yeah. Harry, I took this trade like a dumb fuck. I sat in drawdown. Don't call yourself that. There's always a reason. I sat in drawdown, trailed, SL open, got out with small loss. Usually don't have trouble sitting on my hands to wait. I think since I passed phase 1, I'm feeling like I'm trying to chase trades. Yeah, it needs to be the opposite. Phase 2 needs to be even more patient. More patient. You know, it's a mistake, but you know, it happens. Like, I know it's annoying, but you learn your lesson. What I did today was also pretty advanced to say not to take the trade. As a basic idea, as someone, let's say you were just trading by yourself and you took this, I would tell you it's not bad. This demanded experience, right? Which is why it's good to listen to me, because I can help you with that, but it's okay in your own mind, and I also appreciate you making your own decisions. Hello from Netherlands. Hello. Tea with or without sugar? I have without. I used to have with, and I used to love with sugar. I used to be a big tea drinker with sugar, but I started drinking without, and then I got used to it. And then after that, I don't drink milk. So, you know, you use so little milk in your tea that it's a waste. So I even started drinking tea now, no milk, which is a little bit bad. I prefer it with milk, but I don't know, man. You know, if you eat a bodybuilding diet, you don't give a shit about anything anymore. These small things, you don't care. Yeah, it's like this, man. It's like this. The problem is what people do is they keep digging, but you know which way they're facing when they dig? They're facing this way. They are freaking facing this way when they dig. Because the act of digging is progressing. You have to do something. You have to do something. You have to change. You can't do the same thing every single day expecting a different result. The only time you're allowed to do the same thing every day is if it's creating the result you want. You know? If not, right? You have to, this digging action is making changes. Doing shit. Most people are digging this way and realizing why isn't something happening. And the people who do dig the right way get tired. Once they get tired, they reach this, and then they want to pull back, and that's it. Game over. My son just became world champion in martial arts, many on vegetable protein. Wow, that's impressive. You also have to accredit to genetics. You know, I don't accredit his success to vegetable protein. I accredit it to genetics as well. My friends don't understand what I do. They will all want to learn, but they're not willing to put in the effort or go through the process. Everything worthwhile takes time. Yeah, I know. I just wish there was a plug, right? I wish I could just like, because look, I'm very lucky and blessed. Like, I have money. I wish I could just give someone money and then suddenly I start making fuck ton of money. Like, that would be great. I wouldn't have to do any of this, but it's just not reality. If that was the case, then, you know, I could just do that. All ranging except GG, I don't even want to look, man. I don't even want to look. Even though I'm looking on my second monitor, but no one has to know about that. Yeah, stop loss too big for target though. I wanted UJ buys. Today is just sleeping a bit. This trade based on different strategy, which is based on buying and selling higher highs, higher lows, lower highs. So main reason for the trade is change of character, making lower high. I asked for target because I'm up 5%, risk 1%. So is this greed aspect? You sent screenshots? Perfect. Thanks for the write-up, man. I do appreciate the write-up. It's always good. So you took a sell from here, which is a setup to sell. Essentially, you're selling the lower high after confirmation. Super safe SL. Target is bad because, look, yeah, so we can fix a lot of this. You also sent Tradingview image. Yeah, so look, this is fine. This is a setup 2, a little bit early. So when you study the setup 2, you will learn this. It's not a bad idea. Your stop loss is like super safe. You want to optimize and put stop loss here, and your target becomes bottom of the range and you've finished your trade. Like, that's it. That's how simple it is. Because whatever this has created before the pullback is your target. Your target can't be below here because until something closes below, it's not going to be valid. So you optimize the trade to make it more efficient. Smaller stop loss, smaller target. You know? The overall idea, I see it, man. I know we don't add positions in our method, but if we want to add positions, where do we add? Look, a lot of people add positions in profit. I don't like it because it has the potential to reduce your profit. If me, and I trust my idea, I will add in drawdown. I will add in drawdown. Your trade can still play out if something closes below, but it just has to respect here. That's it. That's the name of the game, is it has to respect this resistance and continue down. I understand target, but would this be something you do on a 4 hour as you take into account daily range? What would be on the 4? What exactly would I do? The entry on the 4 hour or the target as a 4 hour? Targets? No, you would target the next 4 hour support, right? And then once we cross through the 4 hour support, you can target daily. Tom Hugard is a supporter of adding profits, adding to profit trades. Do you know him? Yes. Now, it depends on what asset. Like, I do understand when you can add in that, you need a trending move. In a trending move, you're going to get paid heavy. But if that shit reverses, you're going to lose all the profits you made. You have the possibility to lose all the profits you made. So it sucks. It sucks. How about GBP USD? I saw some of the guys talking about GBP USD in the group. Wonder what they were taking here. Maybe this. Haven't done analysis. Daily resistance there. 4 hour resistance here. Yeah, it's just stuck at 4 hour resistance, man. You can't really buy here at 4 hour resistance. Now it's closed above, but it's giving you shitty range. Unless you can find a smaller stop loss with a 5-minute entry, structure and close above. Asked about VPS, but even if the power glitches, your VPS will go down, right? What are we looking for? Can you please explain for new viewers? So we're ranging ahead of CPI. If gold wants to break out, we'll have to close below here to get to the 15 and see what happens. I doubt gold will be a solid breakout right now. DAX was ranging. We avoided a loss here. We're trying to break below the lows. There can be some potential sells here if we do get below the lows, but it seems like it's going to be a messy type day where we just can't make our mind up, which happens, you know, which happens. This has no top wick, so this could also flip, right? So yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna call stream here. Unfortunately, CPI day from tomorrow, we should pick up in London session. Very good avoiding that loss today, guys. We saved a lot of money by avoiding that loss. Let's see if this pulls back to give us an entry. This I'll take a little bit later. Show up tomorrow because tomorrow's after CPI. Markets, you can see, are a little bit whacked because of CPI. It's very normal. But after New York should be good because CPI is in the beginning of New York. If you're in the exclusive group, remember today we have the NY live. Okay, so join up on Zoom for NY session, which is today in the exclusive. So I'll show up before NYSE and I'll be focusing on US 30. So appreciate you all. Take care and hopefully catch you guys very soon. All right, peace, much love.